Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everyone. Episode 321 of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's having an acid trip with me tonight?
It's your favorite card battler, Kerry Carusetta.
Hey, and this is Joseph Larrey, and I cannot wait to test out my Shuriken shoulder pads.
So we are here to talk about a very strange game. Metal Gear Acid 2, developed by Konami, published by Konami, came out for the PSP in 2006 in North America and 2005 in Japan. Damn. And there will never be another one.
Yeah,
No,
what a
definitely
time that
not.
was back in those days.
Yeah.
So we did Metal Gear Acid, it was last year, and I've been itching to play this one since then. And I have played a lot of games in this podcast. I played a lot of sequels. This is like Assassin's Creed 2 to Assassin's Creed 1 level of improvements for a game.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Like, it's
Yeah.
insane.
I did not like Metal Gear Acid 1, and I enjoyed this one quite a bit. So
I remember liking 1 a lot, I think. But it's been a while. 1 was hard as hell.
I think one difference for me is that I played on easy this time, and that felt just right. That made it to where I can get in, I can do a level, I can just play little bites.
And
not just like
save in a mission is nice.
Yeah, them letting you save in between everything.
I mean, what are you talking about, Kerry? They let you save last time, too. They just closed your mission, that's all.
Yeah. I actually used I used flash saves also, but I didn't really save scum with it. I just flash saved at the beginning of each mission. So if I messed up real bad, I could just like flash back to the beginning of it. But you could actually do that without that even. So
you can skip cutscenes this time, which you couldn't do in the first game.
Oh my god. Not being able to skip cutscenes should be a crime.
Agreed.
Everything is better.
Specifically, like, you want to watch the cutscenes the first time just because it's a Kojima game, but if you're like replaying a level like 3 or 4 times to get things just right or whatever, you don't want to have to sit through the cutscenes over and over again.
Oh, but this time the cutscenes, you can watch them in 3D. I don't recommend it though, but
yeah, I was gonna say, how is the like gratuitous cleavage and jiggle physics through the solid eye?
Yeah, it's pretty jiggle-rific. I'm not gonna lie, it pops out at you.
Yeah, like there's a point where it's like, if Kojima was in on the joke, this stuff would be okay. But I'm getting to the point now where like, I don't think he's in on the joke. I don't think he realizes how pathetic this is. It's so dumb. The freaking like scientist in her like basically wearing a bra and a lab coat, and the mercenary that's in like super armor except for her tits, just and the jiggle where they're just female characters are standing still and their breasts are just like flopping up and down.
That was too much. I was like, and I'm a bit of a, like, I don't mind my smut, but I'm just like, this is a little much.
Yeah,
it was laid the groundwork for the quiet character we got a couple years later.
Yeah,
I really need to play that game one day.
Yeah,
I never touched 5. I've just never played 5.
Me either. I've got it and Ground Zeroes. I just haven't gotten to them yet.
I'll someday give you an excuse, but I don't know when that will be.
Yeah, I'm on a like long-term not buying new games thing right now, so maybe I'll get to it this year.
I mean, I'll give you an excuse for Ground Zeroes but as a mini, but I won't be giving you an excuse for 5 this year. I can tell you that much. So I'm not getting to that one anytime soon. Because I haven't played Peace Walker, and I feel like I shouldn't play 5 till I play Peace Walker.
Yeah, same.
Peace Walker. It's not going to make any sense.
Yeah, and I don't really want to play Peace Walker. So, and then I also feel I should play Portable Ops before I play Peace Walker.
You can skip that.
I know, but I still want to play it. So I've always had. I like the PSP. When I got a PSP later in life of his lifetime, but I remember I bought a ton of games at a pawn store, and I just like PSP, and I've wanted to play a lot of these. Like, this is a game I didn't own this one; I only owned the first one, but I've always wanted to play this game. Oh, I didn't even say our memories of this when we started talking. So I've never played Metal Gear Acid 2. I've been curious about it since I heard it existed. But it was one of those things where I had to play Acid 1 before I got to Acid 2, and then I didn't get to it till this past week. So that's my history. What about you, Kerry?
I've never played Acid 2 until like 2 weeks ago. So, and never had a desire to play it. I'm just playing it because I've been on all your Metal Gear podcasts, except for, I think MGS4 was the one I haven't been on. Maybe 3. I don't remember if I was on 3.
You weren't on
did
3.
You did 3 first, right?
No, I did Metal Gear Solid 1 first. Then I did
Well,
3.
I did Twin Snakes and Metal Gear Solid 2 of you. That's what it is.
Okay.
And then Metal Gear Acid. But anyway, yeah, so that's it. I didn't have any desire to play this. I'm not a big strategy game guy, not really, and not a card battler guy either. So, but I enjoyed it.
And Joseph.
So I picked this game a couple months after it originally came out because the price of this game plummeted to like $5 within 6 months. Like it was ridiculous how fast this game plummeted in price. But I played it a little bit, but like I was back in the day with the original Acid, it didn't really click with me. So I never played it until a couple of years ago. Did enjoy it, and then that's got my history there. Just picked it up on the cheap.
But you have the Solid Eye too.
I do have the Solid Eye, yes.
Is that like a plastic enhancement or something piece that you just put on?
It is. Basically, it makes like a plastic like binocular thing that think of the Nintendo Labo, if you know what that looks like.
Yes.
And you slide your PSP into it. That's exactly what it is.
We're like a Google Cardboard.
Yep.
You ever had one of those? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's neat. Did it come with the game normally, or is that like an extra
Yes,
purchase?
it did.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, I thought it was an extra purchase.
No, you could buy extra ones or if you ripped it or anything, but no. Although the Solid Eye, like checking like eBay now and stuff, like that goes for some money, especially if you get one that's still sealed.
I do not want.
Is it
I can't
plastic
imagine
or is
playing
it
this.
cardboard? Is it plastic or cardboard?
It's kind of, I would say it's like plastic. It's like a heavy plastic.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Also, if you Google Solid Eye Solid Eye Metal Gear Solid, it does not come up right away.
Oh, really? I think this is the only game that used it too. I don't think any
it is.
other.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
you can buy one on the cheap from Japan for only $91. On the cheap.
Jeez.
God, who the hell is? Man, yeah, there's only one on eBay currently.
Hey, but you need that to watch the videos of the model girls.
Oh God, those are in here.
Yes. Oh God. Yes, they are. There are tons of those. Like you thought the little cameos in the main games were too much. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. This game has a strange story, even for Metal Gear standards, though.
Yeah.
So the Acid games don't take place in the same universe as the regular Metal Gear Solid. They take place in an alternate universe where Metal Gear 1 happens, then Metal Gear Ghost Babel, then Acid 2.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't matter because they don't really there's very little reference to any of the previous games. Even I don't like when they're talking about the mission that Snake went on before. That isn't Acid 1, is it?
No, that's
okay. I didn't think it was.
That didn't occur, but they do make some references to Acid 1, particularly like especially a boss fight in this game is one I absolutely hated in Acid 1.
But it wasn't as bad.
No, it was not as bad. No.
But I didn't understand why it came back.
Yeah, they recovered it to make their own. And we'll get into that.
Okay.
Get to that point.
This story is so fucked up. So it's essentially Snake, that isn't, with amnesia, but then you find out that he's a clone? That is not actually the Snake that we're used to? Like, it's a different clone?
A different clone, yeah.
The clone of Big Boss? Like, what the fuck?
No, it's a clone of the Snake from Acid because they recon the ending where he dies at the end of Acid 1.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize that's what it was.
Yeah, but they say, you were cloned from the body of the Solid Snake that were recovered from, I forget the island Acid took place on, but they mentioned it. Yeah, so at the ending of Acid, when he's leaving with Jennifer, he dies the next scene.
Wow. That's just stupid. Oh, and there is a card for Johnny, by the way, Kerry. I think you made a mention in that chat.
Yeah.
I didn't have it, but I'm watching a speedrun, and I just saw the card, so it's in the game.
It's a good card, too. Discards your whole hand, and you can draw 6 new cards.
That is a good card.
That'd be very... Oh, I think I had one like that, but it wasn't Johnny.
I had Olga.
Yeah.
Draw a card.
There's Olga that let you draw 3, but there's another one that it's like you discard your whole hand and then get a new hand. I can't remember what it was called, but I had that in my deck.
I had to be careful in this game because I'm assuming it was because of the emulator. It couldn't play the cutscenes of a card. It would then freeze the game instantly.
Oh, yeah.
So if I play like an Olga card or the Fury, I had to skip it, press buttons really fast to get past it.
Were you playing on PPSSPP?
I was playing on Steam Deck, so I'm not sure what emulator it uses in there.
I was playing on my modded Vita using the Adrenaline PSP emulator that you use on a modded Vita. Because Vitas will play can play PSP games, and it looks really good, and it feels really good. It was really cool because there was like 0 load time, and it would save like instantaneously. It plays. It's kind of funny. Like the modded Vita plays PSP games better than like anything else. And
I really want to get a Vita someday, just for emulation.
it got me to finally put down my Ambernick. That's my go-to, like my daily driver since I got it right after Christmas. If I finally put that down and played on my Vita that I haven't touched in like 6 months.
I also want to say, like, the first game is a very dark, like it fits the 2000s era, where this game feels like someone just took a bunch of drugs and went look at all the pretty colors and started painting the game.
Oh, yeah,
It's very pretty.
It is. It's like right around the time like Dark Cloud 2 came out, so everyone was trying out that cell shaded stuff.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I like that. I need to play Dark Cloud 2 someday.
Good.
Never gotten around to that game, so neither here nor there, but it's a game I think about. I was nice. I like cell shading. Cell shading doesn't age badly. Like, this game was interesting. And, like, the fact that you don't have to stop on the cards to pick up the cards was nice. I mean, that was a nice change that you couldn't do in the first game.
That was really nice. Doors open automatically. You go up ladders automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing, so I didn't play the first one as I didn't get very far in it, and I didn't understand a lot of the mechanics. Could you close quarters combat in the first one?
With some cards, I think.
There was a card. There was a TQC card, yeah.
Yeah, but now it's just a built-in thing you can do anytime you move, and it's super, super useful. I used it a lot.
How do you do that?
Especially you hold down triangle and press square while holding down triangle.
Oh, yes. That would have helped when I was playing this game.
Yeah, you know how you hold down triangle to choose the direction you're facing at the end of a movement?
Yeah.
Or it doesn't even have to be in the end of movement. It can be any point in a movement. If you're so you do that to face someone, and then you do that. And what's cool is even if they have 100% block, like, so they take 0 damage, or they have or they have like the 100% evade, so they dodge everything, it still knocks them down, and it specifically knocks them 1 square to the left. So like the one level I got a S rank on was the train, where you're on top of the train.
Oh yeah, you just knock people off.
Yeah, I didn't kill I didn't shoot a single person. I just ran around the top of the train, kicking them off the train.
Yeah,
and it was great. It was wonderful because I loaded both my decks with move cards, and I upgraded the move cards, so the move cards were doing like 6 move and all that. It was very mobile.
I didn't know how to do it. I did it a couple times by accident, but I could never figure out how to do it. I wish I would have asked in the group chat now.
I don't know. I got like a tooltip on it, or maybe like it trains you to do it at one point. But
it does train you in the training, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
So I forgot and then remembered, and then I started using it and found it's just super useful. So
the card that I used to knock people off was the Nikitas. That works, by the way, really well to knock them off.
Oh yeah.
Also, this game has 565 cards.
Yeah, so many of them are like identical, but yes,
they just have a different picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's like you can be the Marines, or you have the move cards: Marines, Navy SEALs, GRU, soldiers, some other ones. They're all identical to each other. There's the different, but that's good because then you can since you can only have a maximum of 4 of each type of card. That lets you do that. Or like there's a lot of there's 3, I don't even remember how many of each gun. Like there's these like very slight variations.
You can upgrade cards too.
And you can upgrade them too. And then I think when you upgrade them, it makes it a new card, so it doesn't count towards your 4 limit, which I did not figure out I didn't figure out at first, but that's actually really useful also.
Oh, you get some really good cards in this game. Like, I fought everybody because that's who I am. I didn't do anything else.
Killed every soldier.
Everything. Yeah. Oh yeah, everybody I saw, they were getting killed. There was no question about it. It was like
I definitely killed or at least knocked out anyone that got between me and where I was going. For sure. I did not try, which playing on easy, it's a lot easier to do that too. I normally play games on normal. I don't like to play on easy usually, but I had such a hard time with the first game. I was like, I'm gonna play this one on easy, and it felt perfect to me because it's a game I wanted to sit and play in like 15-minute increments and not die and have to restart the level 3 times.
No, that's fair.
And it's a perfect game for a handheld also. because it's like something I would go to pick my son up from school, and I'd be sitting in the car rider line for 15 minutes, and I can usually knock out a level.
They also shorten the levels. Like they give more checkpoints in this game. Like
Tons
it's
of
impressive
checkpoints.
how much they learned from Metal Gear Acid 1. I can't believe it. Like they learned.
And they made this game in less than a year after the first one came out, which is just even more impressive.
Damn.
Yeah, especially because it looks, I mean, it's the same engine, I guess, but it looks so different.
Yeah.
It has like the same, general interface, but it looks so different with the graphics. And it's a big improvement, as you were saying.
Yeah, it definitely is. I was surprised how much fun I had because I liked Acid 1, but I struggled with Acid 1 also. Like it had problems.
I also, not that either of these has like a great story, but the story in the first game was so batshit insane with the fucking like the little like doll babies, like the freaking clown doll babies, mime doll.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like little mime doll babies. It was just so stupid. It was annoying every time they came on the screen. And this game didn't have that, so that was good. Though I'll say I didn't finish the game, so if they show up at the very end, then
They don't.
They don't,
Okay.
but you do get some crazy stuff with Metal Gear. This might be the most convoluted version of Metal Gear we have ever seen.
Oh yeah.
So you remember that little girl that you help out at one point with the scientist with the vouching boobs?
Yes.
Yeah, she's not a little girl. I don't think she's even a girl. Is she even human? Or she's a clone?
She's a clone.
Right.
Yeah, I mean they say that when you first meet her.
Okay, but she has somebody else's brain in her body, in her head.
Well, kinda. She's a clone that has like Metal Gear's AI in her. It's
I
very
told you it gets weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
I think that like sound that strikes me as like, yeah, okay, that tracks. Like they're doing experimentation on children, they're growing children in a lab. The scientist, what's her name? Dr. Takayama. Yeah, Dr. Takayama, she says that Lucy is the little girl. She says that Lucy like doesn't have a child, she says something like she doesn't have a childhood. She doesn't have they haven't given her a childhood yet. They haven't given her memories yet.
Yeah.
Like she's like half baked, I guess.
Oh, she's got memories all right. Just not what she should have.
Right. But like Lucy was not done yet, is the impression I got.
Yeah, like she just came out of like the pod by the time you get there.
Exactly. And like Dr. Takayama, her job is like to create personalities for the clones.
Yeah.
Right. She's like she was her call herself like a cognitive engineer.
Yes.
Something like that. So I thought that was neat. I like that idea of like clones, they don't know who they are when they're born. And so you have these like psychiatrists that like give them false identities basically.
It's really strange. And it gets weirder. Like how far did you get? What was the last thing that you did?
Let's see. I'm right when you first get to the Metal Gear hangar. So I had not
sniper rifle. Is that what you're trying to?
Yeah, I had not yet gotten that yet. No. So I'm at the I think the end of mission 8 of 12. So right at the like 2/3 mark. Yeah.
It gets bonkers near the end.
God, yes.
I mean the game's already strange, but you have to refight the Metal Gear from Metal Gear Acid way easier now.
Yes.
Way easier.
Metal Gear Kadok.
And then you fight a new Metal Gear that looks like it's a Transformers.
It is with neon lights.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of it. It's the
Metal Gear Chaos High Kadesh.
Yeah. It looks. It looks like. Gosh, it does remind me of the Devastator Transformer.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. It looks like Devastator mixed with Gundam.
I was thinking the same thing with Gundam. I've been on a Gundam kick lately, so it's
I've
really freaking weird.
I got a bunch of Gundam on the shelf in front of me right now. So
it's a hard fight too.
It is.
I had to save state that fight, and I won with one hit away from death, and I just had to make sure I moved in the right spots so he wouldn't kill me. It was not fun.
You have to fight that thing twice, Metal Gear.
Oh yeah, because you kill it once, and then it gets another health bar because a little girl kills the pilot who he thought was his wife, but isn't his wife.
Dude, that scene where she kills him is hilarious. She just ejects the cockpit and then shoots a missile at it in midair.
He had it coming.
Yeah, he did. But
I did too. It's so fucking weird. Like the scientist is who's making the Metal Gear, who's like, I'm going to launch a warhead if I don't get what I want, normal terrorist bullshit, but then his wife, that's not his wife, in a girl's body, ejects him and kills him.
We should probably explain like why Snake is on this mission and stuff, because I know we're kind of bouncing around towards the end here.
I don't know.
But,
yeah, it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
You are right.
Because there is a lot of crazy stuff leading up to that too.
So like he finished a mission, he was coming home, then the FBI stops him and makes him infiltrate this headquarters or something, I think is what it was.
They arrest him for like illegally entering the United States or something like that.
Yes. But
So he was going to Guantanamo Bay then, right? Nothing. My joke? Okay.
Yeah. But
That's what happens now, apparently.
Not the FBI, because the guy has been fired by the FBI, you find out. Yeah, Dalton.
It's Agent Dalton, and he's on like a personal mission.
Yeah.
Which, do they explain what's going on with Dalton eventually?
I mean, what he's saying at the beginning is actually true. He says he's kind of like the only true person in this entire game.
So he actually is just like concerned that they're experimenting on children at this place.
Yes.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. Is he thinks that it's Saint Logic is a like an arms manufacturer for the United States, I guess.
Yeah.
And
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and he thinks that they're experimenting on children, which they are. And so, but then, like very early on, Dalton gets like busted in on by a U.S. military guy named General Wiseman, but it's spelled Wiseman, which is just like, okay.
I don't know if you can believe this, Kerry, but he's not who we think he is. Dun, dun,
he's so like clearly evil. Like he's just an asshole, and he's so clearly evil and sinister. And he's like gets on to Snake for not murdering like people. Like for not murdering unarmed people and stuff. Which, by the way, my character is murdering people my Snake is murdering people left and right. But
I know mine was too. So I'm like, what do you mean? I've shot everybody.
Not in the cutscenes. So, but that's always the Metal Gear thing of like I'm like running around with an AK-47, and then cutscene time I'm shooting people with my silenced PCP or PSP. PB. What is it?
I don't know.
The M9 or whatever he uses.
Yeah, you have a little,
I like
but it's
PSP better.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Oh, the USP, I think is what it is.
USP, yes, U.S. Service Pistol. Yeah, UN Service Pistol or whatever. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, I shot everybody in this game. I went out of my way to take out people when I saw them.
Going for the genocide ending.
Well, you get card packs sometimes when you drop people. So why not?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I like card packs. I'm thankful Marvel Snap doesn't have an ability where I get card packs for doing stuff, because that could be really bad. So, because that's one of those things where I'm like, oh, you're going to give me a card pack. Oh, when I saw a guy, I'm like, yeah, I mean, this game is easy now on easy mode. I'm not scared of every fight. Like the combat is so much more fluid and fun. Like I really enjoyed the combat in this game compared to Acid 1.
Me too. Was there a way to put yourself out if you get set on fire?
It just goes away after a bit.
It just goes away.
I think you can. There is a card that can cancel it, but that's about it.
They should have had like a stop, drop, and roll. Like if you use your whole movement to like get down in the prone position and get back up or whatever, something like that. But
I'm surprised there wasn't, considering this game is just that strange.
And the fire spreads too from person to person, which is so annoying. Like I would hit someone with a grenade and they would live, and then they would run up to get up in my face and set me and my partner on fire.
But you can also, that's how you beat some of the bosses really easy, is you light them on fire and just wait.
Or just use the crossbow.
I beat the first boss specifically.
Yeah. The dude with all the bazookas.
Yes, and that fight I ended when I won. Snake is like laying on the ground unconscious and on fire. So it shows him like fall over dead, and he like falls over, or not dead, but like unconscious, and he falls over next to a unconscious burning Snake. Because Venus is badass.
Yeah, she is.
She's cool. She has a good starting deck, and then she has an extra action.
Yeah.
What was the name of the girl in the first one? Tetsuko? Something like that.
Yeah.
She's like her, but better. I mean, her deck is better. Like, they give her equip cards, but this time I understood what equip cards actually did, so it wasn't an issue this time. So that was nice.
I used equip cards a lot this time. It made such a difference.
Oh, yeah. You have to, almost.
Like I didn't use them like at all. Like in the first game, I didn't understand how they work. And then this time I Googled how they worked. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And they're actually way better. Because the equip cards usually have like a bunch like have effects and stuff. They'll have like, knockdown or armor piercing and things like that.
And you need that in this game. Like there is so much to this. I was impressed how much they did.
Yeah.
I did not think they would make this game that much better. Did not see
I
that
would I would definitely tell people just skip Metal Gear Acid and play Metal Gear Acid 2, honestly.
I mean, you really could. There's very little connection between the two games.
Yeah, all you need to know is that you are a clone of the character from the first game.
Yes. You
And
fight the
that's
Metal Gear from the first game.
and you fight the Metal Gear from the first game, but it's not the main Metal Gear that you fight. There you go. That's everything you need to know.
Although with Venus, maybe this is me reading too much into it, but I was like going back comparing this to the first game. Her face and the face of Alice are identical, and since later in the game you find out that Venus is a clone too, I'm like, is she a clone of Alice? Because that would make sense with all the killing and stuff.
Yeah, that would actually make sense.
I mean, it could be. They didn't say anything about it, I can tell you that much, but
yeah.
I honestly would not be surprised because this game is like that. I mean, surprised you have to fight her too near the end of the game because you find out that her mission is to kill you, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not her mission is to make sure to get rid of all witnesses.
Yeah, because she's working for Wiseman, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and Wiseman wants her to go in there and steal like the plans for. I assume the plans for Metal Gear Chioth, or no?
Yeah, it actually is something called the Lucinda file, and it refers to that incident they keep talking about in this game that happened 3 years prior. And basically, you find out Wiseman was in charge of it, and it all went to hell.
Oh, so he's trying to get rid of the evidence against him. Oh, okay.
Something like that. It's a strange game.
Really, yeah.
But you have to fight hard, because she keeps healing herself. She was a hard fight. If you don't do the trick, which is punch her off the cliff, which I did not do, because I didn't know how to punch.
But like you fight her, but then after you fight her, she like rejoins you, or
yeah, she comes back.
Well, she kind of comes back because Wiseman gets arrested, and she's like, "Oh, my boss is arrested. Well, I'm not doing this job anymore."
We cool?
Yeah,
pretty much. Yes, he's not wrong. Because she also because you don't fight her till like the end of the game. It's one of the second to last levels.
Boss, technically, I think.
Yeah. Which is, and then don't forget the fight where she's on the top of a Jeep. I mean, as you're going down a highway. I mean, we never seen that in Metal Gear before. So
I swear, it looked like the same hallway. I think they literally just did an asset flip on that.
Would you really be that surprised?
No, I would not. No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure this wasn't a game where they're like, we're gonna spend all the money. It was kind of like, what can you make with what little we have here?
Yeah, we need something to link with Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. Just make something.
Oh, was this the same? Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I liked it.
Can we talk about some of the boss designs? Because there are crazy bosses in this game.
There's a lot of bosses too.
Yeah, well, working at like setting it at a like genetic research facility, whatever, is like a good excuse to have some like monster men.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of those.
Which you have the security chief guy who's like 8 foot tall, big like kingpin looking thing, like from like the Into the Spider-Verse, but wearing a German military, like German World War I like officer helmet with the little spike on the top.
I knew I recognized that.
Yeah, and then at one point he in the fight he summons a flock of ravens, so I guess he's a reference to Vulcan Raven. Yeah,
he could be the Vulcan Raven of this timeline.
He could be a clone of Vulcan Raven.
That's very true. Oh God,
is everybody a clone?
Yes,
I think I'm a clone now. There seems to be a bunch of me running around, or however it goes. But
yeah,
I know it's a Weird Al song. I know that much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you were at the part this now. Oh, so you didn't fight the guy that likes to hop on the ceiling yet, did you?
No.
That is the worst fight in the game.
Yes, it is. That is a pain.
He hypnotizes you too, so one of your characters is useless.
Yep.
And you got to shoot them. It's not fun.
And there's also the flamethrower guy, because by rule, Metal Gear has to have a flamethrower guy in every For some reason.
Mhm.
That was a weird fight.
That was.
Didn't take long either.
No, it felt very random as he just like showed up and then he's like, oh, he's dead. Okay, moving on.
I also skipped this cutscene by accident, so I didn't even know what his reasoning was. And I'm like, I'm going to go back and I'll watch it. And then I'm like, well, we record now, and I didn't watch it, so.
Yeah, no, his whole thing was another thing we should mention is the crazy doctor's wife who's dead. Apparently, everyone assumes Snake killed her, so they all are trying to kill Snake now for that reason, for revenge.
Oh,
But
okay.
he didn't kill her, right?
He didn't know. He did not. She actually saved Snake, and then I'm not sure if she got killed by another one of the test subjects or she committed suicide. It's not really clear.
Welcome to Metal Gear,
Yeah, I know.
where nothing makes
And then
sense.
she put in the body of a child, kind of. Yeah, it gets weird.
Uh-huh. This has got to be one of the weirder stories that I have played in a Metal Gear game, and that's saying something.
Yeah, that's saying something. Although, one interesting fact here to tie this to Ghost Babel is that the crazy doctor that's the main bad guy of this, in that game, people remember Mai Ling, who, when you tried to save your game, she actually would quote stuff from that doctor.
Oh,
Interesting.
I like Ghost Babel. I actually been wanting to replay it for this podcast for
I love Ghost Babel. I wish
years,
they would
so.
re-release it in some form. I'm hoping if they do a collection too, it's on there.
I mean, that's the rumors that if we get I mean, they only have so many Metal Gear games that are left to put on a collection too. It's Metal Gear Solid 4, Acid 1 and 2,
Yep.
Ghost Babel,
Yeah.
Police Knots, if they did that. I mean, there's not a lot left.
And throw Snatcher on there. It's got Meryl in it.
Snatcher's a good game. Also on this podcast a very long time ago. But Snatcher's good.
Right, Meryl's and Snatcher?
It's not Meryl, but it's a character who has her exact design.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's Meryl.
okay.
And that
And then
the
there's
MK, there's Metal Gear
Yeah,
in that
the
game too.
Yeah, the little robot thing from 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Snatcher's unique and actually pretty cool. It's just it's only a Sega CD game, so it's not too hard to emulate though.
Oh, yeah, no, you can do Sega CD really easily.
No, I mean I'm hoping we get a Metal Gear collection too, and I'm hoping stuff like this gets re-released because I think people would have fun. Like this was I really enjoyed myself way more than I expected playing this game. Like I came to this game with zero expectations, and I left just like I loved it. And it's not that long of a game. It took about 11 hours to play through it.
You just played like straight up. You didn't do the side quest or anything.
I did a
right?
couple of the side missions, but only the ones that were kill the enemy.
Okay.
I didn't do all of them. I did a few, and then I stopped caring and wanted to beat the game.
Yeah. No, some of those trials and special challenge ones, they're fun, but they are really difficult with some of the things you have to do. Because they give you like very specific guidelines, like blow up this guy using a chain reaction of mines. So you have to figure out like the best way to plant the mine so then he keeps ricocheting into all of them.
Do they give you a deck that's made special, or do you have to make your own deck?
And the trial missions, you do get a preset deck that you have to figure out how to use, and then in the normal special missions, you have to use your deck to solve the objective. And those are just so tough. Like one of them is like lure 2 guys to the bathroom and lock them there, but they're 2 dudes on the complete opposite side of the. They're both on the opposite sides of the board.
That doesn't sound easy.
It is not, and this is before you have Venus, so you only have Snake.
But I do want to say that in this game, at least on easy mode, they can take a lot of shots. Venus and Snake, compared to like the first game, they're like, they start getting shot, they're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you keep getting more HP like every couple of like levels too.
Everything was better. And there's multiple healing items in this game too, so there's not just rations. There were a lot more cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't feel handicapped by having a larger deck either, which I feel like I did in the first game.
Oh yeah.
I did have a nice walk down memory lane though. At one point, I got a FAMAS near the end of the game, and then I remembered how good the FAMAS was in the first game, and I just ripped apart guys when I got that gun. I was like, "This is great," because it wasn't equipped; it was just something you could do. So that was nice. So there's a card where you can shoot a laser beam. I'm not sure what card that was that he just used. Snake bends over, and then a laser beam got shot out of him like he was a mech.
I didn't get that card. That's awesome.
I'm watching a New Game Plus world record, so they have all the cards.
I did get the camouflage card, and that thing is so just freaking broken.
Oh, it's called Kadruk, or the Metal Gear from Acid 1. So I got confused, and when I was looking at a guide, I thought I almost was done with the game, because when I fought the first Metal Gear in this game, I thought it was the second Metal Gear. I'm like, the guide isn't right. I just fought the Metal Gear. I'm almost done with the game. What's going on here? And then I realized, oh no, there's another Metal Gear fight.
I was reading some stuff. There are 4 cards that were fan cards. They're fan submissions.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. There was like a contest where Game Informer, IGN, GameSpy, and OneUp.com each got to they each got to pick a fan card that was sent in, and that's put in the American version of the game, the American and European versions of the game.
How many of those companies still exist that you just read off? One?
Right. IGN.
Yeah.
And GameBot, I think, still remains.
Oh, GameSpy? Are they still alive?
It was GameSpy. GameSpy does not.
GameSpy's got to be dead by now.
No,
not GameSpy.
GameSpy. Yeah, GameSpy is gone. Game Informer is newly gone. And OneUp.com is also
dead too.
It's dead also. So yeah, just IGN. Only IGN remains.
Wow.
I'm still sad about Game Informer. I'm part of a Game Informer a Facebook group, and they hate GameStop, which is fair.
Oh yeah. I mean,
everybody should hate GameStop.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm on GameSpy right now. The last article for this thing is for Crisis 3 preview.
Oh, GameSpy. Oh, their website's still up?
Their website's still up, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
I could, when I went to go, it didn't work.
I typed in GameSpy and it popped up.
Yeah, I found GameSpy.com and it showed me the IGN logo, and then it said it took too long to respond.
Oh yeah, I guess IGN does own it.
Funny.
Now.
Yeah.
Oh, this got for OneUp. There's OneUp doesn't work anymore. Okay, that's sad.
I know OneUp is definitely gone because one of the podcasts I listened to, Geekbox, he used to work for OneUp, and then the company went belly under, or belly up, whatever the term is.
Yeah.
So I knew they were gone. Man, that's a blast from the past right there. I remember going on all those websites too, just looking up all the reviews, and like I would have been in high school around this time, and not when did this game come out? 2000. No, I was out of high school, but like early in the 2000s, I remember being like some of my computer classes and just sitting there looking up like IGN reviews and things instead of what I was supposed to be doing.
Speaking of computer, what did you guys think of BB?
I hated it. I found it so.
Oh, you're gonna hate the reveal when that happens.
Oh, what's the reveal?
He's basically a kid in elementary school. He's just
Oh god, that was the reveal, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's just really good at computer. Yeah, he's in his computer school lab.
Yeah, that's really I read a synopsis. Yeah, and he hypnotizes the president.
He hypnotizes the president of the United States.
Now, is the president of the United States in this Solidus Snake or no? This timeline,
they do not specify.
They don't specify.
Yes.
So we'll assume that it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. There's one mission where you have to use tuning forks to find the hidden door.
Yeah, the dowsing. Yeah, that was cool.
That's what it was. I didn't like that mission because I kept walking around it, but I was missing it until I finally just stepped down. I'm like, this is annoying. But they do vary things up a lot in this game.
Mm-hmm.
The missions felt good. Nothing ever felt really annoying to me. I had fun. Like, there really wasn't a point in this game where I got upset. Other than the Metal Gear fight was a little frustrating. The rest of the game I really enjoyed it.
There was the one area that I felt like it just kind of dragged way too long was when you had to get the sniper rifle. I just feel like that board that's the only issue I had with that board. I felt just kind of dragged on too long.
That was a bit of a long board. I actually got lucky and got a sniper rifle and I actually had got it dropped from somebody first too. Like I got a couple in that.
Oh, wow. Nice.
But my issue was they were all the tranquilizer sniper rifle. So when I would use it on the boss fight, it didn't do a whole lot of damage.
Oh, yeah, because they don't have like the stamina gauge in this one they do in the other ones where you can put them to sleep.
Metal Gear Acid didn't either, but like it was hard when I was fighting the Metal Gear because the only things that can really hit them are Stinger missiles, and I didn't have that many Stinger missiles. And the sniper rifle can hit them too. Some of the guns can if you get it in the right angle, but it was very difficult to get the right angle where I could hit it.
Yeah.
So that was not. I had like 4 Stingers, but I couldn't get any more. I mean, and I didn't. It wasn't like Acid 1 where I could just redo it like one of the early levels and just pick up more and more, or maybe pick up more. I don't remember, but it was a pain in the ass in that first. I did. It was during the Metal Gear fight when I changed my deck so I could get a better chance to get the cards I wanted.
Yeah.
The Stingers. Because with the Metal Gear fight, you have when you get to the second form, you have to break down his health bar, and then the real part exposes, and you got to break that. But if you take too long, it shuts back in, and you have to redo a part before it opens back up again. So I purposely got it down to like one hit away and waited until I drew a couple stingers and then just blew them all up at once. It was not fun. Oh, there's also oil slicks in this game too. You can get covered in oil. You can get covered in fire extinguisher foam, so then you can't see your cards.
Cards, yeah. And that shit does not fade away at all. Stays on the whole level.
Save states are really nice though, because then you can figure out what the card was. That's what I did. I went, what's this card? Let's save state and see what it is. Okay, I don't want to use that card. Let's try a different one. So it worked. I cheated, of course. I didn't need save states as much, but you know me. If I can cheat in a game, I'm gonna cheat.
Yeah.
Just how I play. I'm still mad that I didn't know that you could punch people and how easy it was, and I'm mad at myself because I would have had a better time. And the card that Game Informer picked actually has Game Informer on the card, by the way.
Oh, really?
Because I'm watching the speedrun and I just saw him grab a card. It had Game Informer logo on the card.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that would be one of the fan cards then.
It was Naked Snake.
And if they re-release this game, that card is getting scrubbed.
Yeah, it's Naked Snake was from Game Informer, and then I think Banana Skin from IGN, Possessed Arm from GameSpy, and Emma's Parrot for OneUp.com is what I'm reading.
That's cool. I wish I would have got those cards. I mean, I got a decent amount of cards, but I mean, there's 500 some cards, and I wasn't really trying to get cards. I was killing enemies to get cards, but I wasn't like hunting down to get a whole collection. I didn't care. I just wanted particular cards that I knew would help me win.
Right.
Mainly a lot of guns.
I like at the beginning of this game though, you can transfer one card from Acid over to Acid 2.
That was
there were codes. So I had a walkthrough which I didn't start using till I was already partway into the game. And when you start, you can enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 14 different passwords to get cards. Yeah. So like Viper gives you the Viper card. HRRR gives you the Sea Harrier, and so on.
Cool. I wouldn't have minded that, having just more cards to play with.
Oh yeah,
you do it from the title menu. I don't know. You do it from the title menu. I don't know if you have to do it when you start the game or not.
I had enough cards, and I beat this game in less than a week because I couldn't put it down. This was another one of those games where I stayed up later than I should have a couple nights because I had to finish it.
Yeah, I feel bad. I probably could have finished it, but I'm in the middle of a Dark Souls 3 run right now, and so I kind of was dividing my time.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I still say you should finish this game. I mean, Acid 1, I don't blame you, but this you should finish.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to keep plugging away at it, in the car rider line.
It's not bad. The only part that's bad is the second Metal Gear fight. That's the only part of
that one other boss.
Yeah. Which boss?
Really the guy on the ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah, once I understood, like, the way that you're supposed to beat him is when he hypnotizes one of your characters, you're supposed to just punch him with the other character, and then it's fine. Because he doesn't hypnotize every single turn. So you can then buy a few turns. And if you knock him down with something, then he can get dazed, and there's different ways. Another new ability they add in this game that we hadn't talked about yet is if your characters are near each other and you attack an enemy, the other character will use his equipped weapon and not waste it to then attack the character also. So that was nice. There's a lot of stuff to this game, a lot more than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph, I know you said before in the chat that like there's no way that this game sold like shit.
Oh yeah, no, this game, like I said, within 6 months, this game was being sold for $5. This game bombed horribly, and I really think it was just because people were so mixed on the first one, they just didn't want to give this one a chance.
Yeah, because I remember the first one burned a lot of people. I knew a guy who bought the first one with his PSP because he liked Metal Gear Solid 2 and I think N3 a lot, and he did not like Acid. So
they had like early concepts for Acid 3, which was going to like link the two games a little more, link them together, and you were going to find out what actually happened to Snake at the end of Acid, because like I said, this one implies the real Snake is dead.
And yet, what's funny though is it has an 80 on Metacritic.
Huh.
So it reviewed really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a 90 from Games Radar, 90 from OneUp, 90 from OneUp.
We are just taking a trip down memory lane to all these companies that don't exist anymore.
Games Radar still exists. It's just not the same anymore.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was gone.
No, it's Games Radar Plus.
Yeah, and they do like movies and stuff now too with games.
Yeah, it's like Polygon basically now. It's like, they're trying to be like Polygon. It's actually, it's actually. Sometimes I read it. It's actually not bad as modern. It's kind of like it's kind of like a little bit maybe of a pulpier Polygon.
It's also
Like I tend to have a high opinion of Polygon, and Games Radar Plus less so. It's a little more BuzzFeedy, but
yeah.
I hear it's still around. I figured it was dead too, like everything else.
no, they were owned by Ziff Davis, and then they got sold. That's when they fired, the Laser Time people,
Yes.
laid off all the Laser Time people, and did Talk Radar and all that good stuff. But
Laser Time's
Yeah.
still going, right? The podcast? I don't
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to them anymore.
well, sort of. The network's still going. They haven't had an episode of Laser Time in like 2 years, but
Oh, damn.
VGA 30 2010. That's it. And then they have their Patreon. They do something once a month for their Patreon. Mostly 30 2010, just 30 2010, but they do like 80s stuff, like 80s in depth. That's what they call it. So if you want a real like blast from the past, though, there's a service you can use where it'll take old defunct podcasts and it'll send it to your podcatcher of choice, one episode a week, like you're listening to a new podcast. Or you can
That's
set it up for whatever frequency you want, and it has literally thousands of defunct podcasts. And I can't remember what it's called, but it's I've been using that to listen to old Talk Radar episodes for a while. It's pretty
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
There was a Metal Gear podcast that they apparently just ended last year, so they were still going for a while, called Metal Gear Monday.
The service is Forble, FOURBLE.co.uk. Go there and you can set up your little custom podcast feeds for all sorts of defunct old podcasts. You can listen to the old One Up podcast if you want to.
I like it that the internet finds a way to keep things fresh and keep things alive. Like, speaking of alive, like, we wouldn't have been able to play this game wasn't for emulation, because this game doesn't exist in any form unless you have an old PSP still, like one of us.
Yeah. No, I've got a PSP, but I'm not. My PSP is in a drawer, unused. The battery's just slowly swelling until it explodes. Probably.
That's what
I-
happened to my PSP.
I've been very lucky on my PSP. I have not had any battery issues. And mine's a launch PSP, so I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, 1,000. Yeah, I've got a. So I got my PSP late. I bought a PSP 1000 from Japan in 2017, I think. And I modded it and used it for a long time until I got my Vita a couple of years ago.
You're
But
good for
the Vita,
emulation.
the PSP, PSPs are great for emulation, and they're more expensive now than they were. Like when I got mine in 2017, it was $50,
Yeah, they've
and
gone
now
up.
they're closer to they're like 85 to 100 depending on the model, but
Yeah.
or 150 if you want the mini, the Go, the PSP Go, which is PSP Go is like a really nice device, but it has issues, but they're really easy to mod too. It takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's why the price of these has gone up. Is it's a good beginner mod system for people.
Though I would recommend if you're gonna do that, either get a Vita or just get an Ambernic device.
Yeah,
Like I've got an Ambernic RG40XXV, and it'll play PSP games and stuff, but I just prefer to play the PSP specifically on my Vita. But it does up through Dreamcast like flawlessly. So
Nice.
yeah,
That's not bad.
it's like $75.
No, that's not a
that's
bad
not
deal.
bad at all.
I played this on Steam Deck.
Big beautiful screen. Yeah, it's no Steam Deck, but it's
It's not
But
bad if
play-
you have it. I mean, Steam
Yeah,
Deck
yeah.
is just Steam Deck.
yeah.
It's-
The Ambernic I have will also play a good number of PC games. Like I've got UFO 50, Celeste, stuff like that.
West is really good.
Sonic Mania, yeah. Actually, I couldn't get Celeste working on mine because I have the wrong version. You've got to have the Linux version, but for now, but yeah.
You should play
Anyway,
Celeste.
if you're wanting to get into PSP stuff, I recommend getting a Vita if you can find one fairly cheap. They're really easy to mod,
That's
and
the trick.
yeah,
It's gone up quite a bit.
yeah. I got mine for free for labor. I had a friend that wanted me to mod his Vita, and he had two Vitas, one with like some light stick drift, and so he gave me the one with the light stick drift, which only happens if I'm like holding up on the stick for a while and then let go. Otherwise, it doesn't drift. So pretty much perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, that OLED screen is really nice, and this game looks beautiful on it.
I bet this game would
Yeah.
look good on OLED screen. It looked good in the Steam Deck. Like it was one of those things that made me very thankful for a Steam Deck again, because I
Yeah.
could just play this wherever I wanted to, and it was nice.
Yeah, this
Like, I
game is
started
made,
this
made
game in
for
a car.
handheld.
For sure.
Which that's kind of one of the problems with the first one is you can't skip the cutscenes. And handheld game, you need to be able to put it down at any second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
You can
another
also-
thing. Oh, go
You
ahead.
can pause cutscenes too in this game, so that was nice too.
Oh,
You don't even have to skip
can
them,
you?
right? Or am I wrong?
What was that?
Can you pause cutscenes, or do you just skip them when you press that button?
I skipped
might
them on the
be-
PSP. That
Okay,
might be an
then
emulation.
never mind. I skipped them too.
I would say
Yeah.
Never mind.
the start button skips them, but they do a lot of time. They'll stop with the dialogue. It'll like, you know what I mean? You have to like press a button to go whenever in the dialogue scenes. You press a button to forward the dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it pauses in that sense. But one thing I liked also, and I don't know if this is a Vita thing or if it's on the PSP also, can you just turn off your screen at any moment and then come back to it later?
Yes, you could do that on the PSP. Yes.
Yeah, I thought you could. Yeah, that's like also vital for a handheld game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to be able to put down your handheld and it not be an issue.
Yeah, especially since I play in the car rider line and then the car rider line starts moving, I've got to just be, I'm like, all right, I'm going to still stop in the middle of this turn.
It was nice that the game didn't mind it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think anything else that I want to say.
You tried the arena mode, Mike?
I don't know what that is, so no.
So after you beat the game, you unlock the arena mode, and what it does is it allows you to fight bosses from previous Metal Gear games in the acid system.
What?
Yeah, so there's like Liquid Snake, Vamp, Ocelot. They redo the end fight in the acid format. They also have, I didn't get this far, but you can fight the boss.
Okay, that I might have liked. I'm kind of sad now. I did not know about this.
Yeah, and these fights are difficult too, because these are all like,
Oh, okay.
there is an easy mode to, like, they do have easy, normal, hard, and then like extreme where you're gonna die in one hit, but like they expect you to know how to use your cards at this point. But it's cool though, because the boards are actually, one board is on Shadow Moses, the other one's on the Big Shell.
Oh, there is so much nostalgic for Metal Gear for me that I don't realize I have, but it's there.
Yeah, no, it's really. They even have like the music from the old games in the fights too.
Okay, I would have been a sucker for this if it wasn't too hard.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. Yeah,
I looked it up. Your first fight is Liquid and the boss and boss or the boss. Oh man, okay. I would have been a sucker for this.
Ooh, Fortune and Ocelot, that'd be. Ooh, the end in Vamp. Oh, that would be. Jeez, that'd be a nightmare.
I also just now realized that one of the weapons I had a whole bunch of was actually a rocket launcher. It was something that I didn't recognize it. I didn't know what it was, and so I never put it in any of my decks. And it apparently is a rocket launcher you could have used against like Metal Gear. It would have made the fight easier.
Yeah. Also, did anybody? Do you guys remember in Metal Gear Acid? It kind of ended with that cliffhanger with I can't remember the guy's name, the CIA agent who was really the mastermind behind everything.
You mean like they talked in the credits at the end of the game or something?
Yeah,
That's just a
they
Metal Gear
don't pick
thing.
that up, do they? In this game,
I don't
I
remember it.
don't remember seeing it, so I'm just like, yeah.
I'm not sure. I have no memory if they did.
Neither do I. Oh, we should probably also mention that the way Snake gets out of this is he literally shoots himself out of Metal Gear. I'm not making that up. That actually happens.
Yes, he does. Yeah, so how does he survives at the end of this game, then goes on to do whatever, I guess? I don't even remember.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. They fake his death. They think he died at the base. But even at the end of it, they're like, oh yeah, but we didn't find any data about like how to fix you. So you could still lose your memory and go crazy and kill everyone again. But it should be fine. Like, what?
Hey, maybe we'll find out when we get the third game someday, right? So, huh?
No, they'll do Metal Gear Solid Acid 3 as a pachinko machine.
You know, that's the closest we'd probably get to it.
Well, I'm kind of surprised they never actually made a Metal Gear card game when they already kind of had the rules in place.
But this would this work in a physical card game?
You'd have to make some changes, but like
you have to make a lot of changes.
Yeah, but I'm a little surprised they didn't try with that.
You'd have the cards. Yeah, you'd have the cards already, so that's true.
Yeah, and you have the art and everything.
Oh, yeah, that's probably half the battle. I mean, you just have to.
Yeah, you'd have to. You'd probably do like a map, a grid map, minis. Add dice to it for the randomization of the damage and hit percentage and all that.
They did just do that Metal Gear board game, so I don't know. Maybe if that was a big success, maybe someone would take a shot at an acid version, because that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I hope we. I mean, what am I kidding? We're not getting another one, but it would be nice.
No, we're not. I don't think we're getting any new things from Metal Gear.
No,
Are we counting that remake coming out new or no?
No, I'm not counting that as I'm not counting that as
It's not exactly new. It's just a remake of a
Right.
amazing game.
Yeah.
So
I guess-
I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same dialogue and to a degree, like the same writing. Okay.
They said they're just taking the audio, just putting it back in.
Oh, they're not re-recording it?
Nope.
Oh. I mean, I the only reason about me because I thought that David Hayter would get another paycheck again finally and be involved somehow. But okay.
If you go to the Konami's YouTube page, they have him as like the spokesperson now.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because he's Snake. I still don't understand why they got Kiefer Sutherland for Metal Gear Solid 5. I know it's not exactly Snake, but still, like.
It's because motion capture, which I never understood that reason, but okay.
I think it was really just.
It was just.
Kojima.
I think it's Kojima. Yeah, Kojima's a star fucker, and
Yeah.
yeah, he really. I mean, he big time is. Like, look at freaking Death Stranding.
I should really play that one day.
I gotta play that too.
I should play it someday too. Kojima's one of those people where I'm like, he makes crazy stuff that I really like, but also like I imagine that in real life he would just be fucking insufferable.
No,
like Quentin Tarantino, basically, in that sense.
Yeah, if you ever saw there was a Sons of Liberty DVD that came with the game back in the day, and there's a scene in that DVD where like his whole team messes up or something, so he has them go in front of the camera and bow and apologize for the mistake.
What?
The whole team, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is a bit of a weirdo, huh? Or not weirdo, but like
that's a very like Japanese company thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's also. Although I agree, we're probably never getting anything new Metal Gear. But if for whatever reason they did, who would you give it to do it? Because it's so associated with Kojima.
I don't know if anybody even want to take the reins of it. I mean, they did make Metal Gear Survive. I mean, that worked out great, right? I've never played that still. I don't think I should either. So
no, I
want to.
But I just don't know what developer would want to take on that challenge.
I don't think anybody. I don't think Konami wants to take on that challenge either. I mean, we'll probably get a remake of Metal Gear Solid 1 before we get a remake or before we can get a new one. If Delta sells well, we'll get a remake of Metal Gear Solid 1 again.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised they're doing Delta first, honestly. Because Delta's like the favorite among the fans, but I mean, I think Metal Gear Solid 1 is the one that the normies know.
Yeah, but Delta, I guess, Snake Eater is technically the first in the story, so I don't know if that means they're gonna
True.
And stuff too. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
I mean, I won't play it when it comes out, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, everything gets remade eventually.
Yeah, just look at Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm. And they've had a lot of success with that, so.
Okay, and I guess I haven't played it, but I guess Silent Hill 2 was good.
That's what I heard too.
I've heard the remake of Silent Hill 2 is amazing. I'm not a horror game person, but
I ordered the two. There's two Funko Pops coming out for the new Metal Gear game too, the Boss and Naked Snake. So I ordered those. I have coming.
I might actually have to pick those up. I'm not a Funko Pop guy, but I like Metal Gear.
I mean, the reason I'm buying them is because if David Hayter happens to come to a convention that I go to, he'll be signing that. So that's partly why. I have a Green Lantern signed by Phil Lamar, but there was no Vamp Funko Pop to get signed, so he signed Green Lantern. Super cool guy, by the way. If you mention one of his characters that you like, he does the voice while you're talking to him. So I mentioned how I like Vamp, then he started doing the voice of Vamp right in front of me.
That's cool.
He's a good. He was real nice. He's a real friendly guy.
He did Samurai Jack, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I like getting Funko Pop signed. That's kind of become my thing now. I have a Boba Fett. I have two Boba Fett signed. One by the two actors from Return of the Jedi Empire, and then one signed by the stunt guy in that really good show Book of Boba Fett there. So he was at a convention, so I was like, why not? All right. Anything else to say about Metal Gear Acid, or should we go to Acid 2? Should we go to questions, comments, memories?
I feel like I've said my piece.
Okay.
Same.
I don't think I have much, but I did get a couple, so I'm going to pull up and see what people had to say. I mean, lo and behold, this game wasn't exactly something that a lot of people have stuff to say about, surprisingly. All right, nothing from the Overblood group, and I got a couple from Laser Time. From Chris Lichos, I wasn't ready for these games back in the day and just complained that it wasn't Metal Gear Solid. I'm more into the style nowadays, so I love a re-release. From Ivan Williams, these are the only two Metal Gear Solid games I actually want to complete because it broke the gameplay down to the original's level of simplicity. I'll buy whatever re-release comes out. Okay. From Doug Defractus, the Acid games are a lot of shit for not being a true Metal Gear Solid game, but I enjoyed both of them. Or got a lot of shit, that's what he said. So, and I tried to post this in more groups, a couple Metal Gear groups, but they didn't approve my posts. Apparently,
We don't talk about acid in those groups. Apparently,
like I normally can get post, like I usually don't have a problem. Like people approve my post, but yeah, like they're like acid. What's acid? I mean, it's kind of a black sheep of the family in a way.
But I mean, if you're a fan of the series, you got to know.
I think so, but people are stupid sometimes with stuff. I don't know. All right, and let's give away a code then real quick. Let's see, what is my next code? All right, my code is for East Side Hockey Manager for Steam, and your code is HEGGRTQ7WT94T48. There's your code for Hockey Manager. No idea what that is other than hockey that I somehow own for some reason. There you go. All right, I guess we'll go to Shelf Stacker Box. And Joseph, why don't you lead us in?
all right. So, as we mentioned before, this is a vastly superior game to the previous one. They actually took all the complaints we had about it, well, not us personally, but the fan base, and expanded upon it and made a much better game. It is highly enjoyable. That being said, though, I think I'm still going to put this in the stack just because I'm not the biggest strategy person or card person, so it's not something I'm going to go back to all the time, but it is still very high on the stack and definitely recommend people check it out.
And Kerry.
Gosh, I guess stack. Like I'm gonna finish it, but then I don't think I'm ever gonna play it after finishing it, probably. But I don't, it's a great game though. It's a honored stack.
Fine, that's what stack's there for. It can be whatever you want, but you just don't love, essentially. I'm put this in the shelf. I love this game. Like, I was surprised how good this game was. And this is a game that I will recommend to people over the years. I already recommended to people since we played it. Like, this will be a game of like, hey, do you like card games? Do you like strategy games? How do you feel about Metal Gear? Well, why don't you try this out? I mean, I would probably say skip Acid 1 just because it was really difficult. Where this isn't. This is just fun. So, but yeah, I'm really glad we played it. I have wanted to play this game for so many years, and I'm really glad that I did. It made me happy. And that's always nice. It's always nice to play through games that you have no expectations really for, and you're just like, fuck it. And then you're like, okay, this is good. This is really good. Shelf. All right, and I guess I should introduce what we're talking about next week. Next week, you can hear me talk about Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader.
Nice.
So
love the Rogue Squadron games.
Took a bit to get used to again, but yeah, that's what we're talking about next week. I'm trying. I'm going through my list of stuff that I always meant to get to and being like, okay, now it's just the time to finally put these games on the show and make it happen little by little. So that's on there. All right, I guess we should just go to plugs. And Kerry, where can we find you at?
Hey, I'm on Twitch and YouTube as Karuseta, Kerooseta. I lately just been streaming my way through Dark Souls 3, but occasionally I also mod and repair video game consoles in my shop and stream and record that. So check it out.
And is your son still making TikToks or YouTube?
YouTube, yeah, though he got a strike and got like a 30-day ban. Yeah. People, it's like a thing. Like people will like just like false report you and get you strikes sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he's fine. He's Nature P_dragon, does his dragon puppets and all other manner of things, and he's been streaming a lot, also streaming directly to YouTube, playing video games with his friends. So, but yeah, he's on like a 30-day strike right now.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it sucks.
But it's all AI, I think, that you have to appeal it by. Like, it's not.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like he was just like, yeah, it's whatever, it's fine. I'll just do something else. I'm like, all right, that's good.
I'm surprised nobody has done it to me yet, because people get mad that I post podcasts and not the movies.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised no one's been like, try to go after me. Oh, no, people complain.
So the thing is like he turns 13 in like a month, and you're not supposed to have a channel that goes live until you're 13. So he has his age like wrong on there, and people will be like, "Oh, I think you're under 13," and so they report it for being under 13, and then he gets a strike. Is basically I think what happens.
Okay.
So yeah, it's whatever. It's fine.
YouTube.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good for him to have a little break from it sometimes. Do other stuff.
Content creation is stressful. It can be.
Yeah, exactly.
I speak from experience.
Yeah.
So, all right, and Joseph, you don't have anything to plug, correct? I keep forgetting.
No, I do not. I'm just in the Discord, just talking about obscure games and posting food pics.
It's a great Discord. Everybody should join the Discord.
please do. So if you want to talk with us, if you want to suggest things, I will definitely get to someday. I'm working on it. Join the Discord. It's free. You'll see a link in the show notes of every episode I do. We have over 750 other episodes of this podcast. If you want to hear the rest of our Metal Gear content, all of it will be in the show notes. I'm definitely go check that out if this is somehow your first Metal Gear and you missed our rest of them. Like, we've done a bunch. So definitely go check that out. If you want to support the show, we do have Patreon. For those that are voting our Patreon poll, we have 1 to 2 polls a month. So great way to support the show, great way to affect the show. Because things that go on that Patreon poll, if they don't win, they don't always come back for a long time. Or even, because sometimes I don't want to do it, just ends up on a poll and I let fate decide. So definitely go check those out. And want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Fury. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And definitely go check out Bill Tucker at A Gamer Looks at 40. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, TikTok, audio only, YouTube. And rate and reviews wherever you get your podcast. I think it's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Later.